They laughed at her, they mocked her for loving a poor, hopeless boy. He had nothing, no money, no family, no real future to speak of. But right before he left, he looked her in the eyes and said just one thing: "When I return, I will not just marry you. I will change your life." Myra grew up surrounded by wealth, the daughter of a prominent family. Daniel, on the other hand, was an orphan, surviving by taking whatever odd jobs he could find at the local market. When people saw them together, they didn't just whisper, they laughed out loud. Her friends would say things like, "Myra, you're a princess and he's a beggar. This isn't love, it's charity." But Myra saw something they didn't. She didn't care about the worn-out clothes or the empty wallet. She loved him for his unwavering loyalty, his deep-seated kindness, and the fierce way he always made her feel safe. He was her protector, her confidant, her everything. One evening, under a sky full of stars, Daniel took her hands. His were rough from work, but his grip was gentle. He said, "I can't give you a ring right now, but I give you my promise. I will return not as the boy you helped, but as the man you truly deserve." With nothing but a sliver of hope in his pocket, he left the village. Years started to crawl by. There were no calls, no letters, not a single piece of news. The village began to write its own stories. "He's probably dead," some said, "or broke, living on the streets somewhere," others whispered. "He's definitely abandoned her." Another man, a wealthy suitor, came to ask for her hand. Her parents, worried and impatient, began to pressure her. "You can't wait for a ghost, Myra. Marry someone real, someone who is here." But Myra held onto a small, faded note he had left behind. On it were scribbled the words, "I will return not just with money, but with a purpose." And so she waited. The months bled into years. 6 long years passed. Then, one day, a sleek, black car, the likes of which their small village had never seen, rolled down the main street. A crowd of journalists and photographers gathered around it, buzzing with excitement. A man stepped out. He was impeccably dressed, exuding an aura of confidence and power. The villagers stared, their minds racing. Who is he? A government minister? A billionaire? No one could place the familiar yet transformed face. No one, except for one person, Myra. Her heart stopped. It was Daniel, but he didn't walk to her first. His steps were measured, deliberate. He walked straight to the old market, the very place where he once had to beg for a day's work. And he bought it. Then he went to the dilapidated orphanage where he had spent his childhood. He made a pledge to rebuild it, bigger and better. Only then did he walk to her. He stood before everyone who had once pointed and laughed, his gaze steady. "I didn't return to prove them wrong," he announced, his voice clear and strong. "I returned to prove you right. You believed in me long before I ever believed in myself. You didn't love what was in my pocket, you loved what was in my soul." He then revealed a ring. It wasn't made of gold, nor did it sparkle with diamonds. It was crafted from the old broken chain she had once bought him, a simple gift to make him feel less poor. He slipped it onto her finger. "I didn't just return with money. I returned with purpose, and my purpose is you." And in that moment, everyone who had ever mocked them began to clap. It wasn't polite applause. It was a roar of genuine admiration and respect. She didn't marry the rich man her parents had chosen. She married the man with a rich heart, because not every poor man stays poor. But every loyal woman deserves the man who never, ever forgot her. Thanks for watching.